welcome back. I'm your teacher, Lisa.
And I'm your teacher, Austin.
Today we're going to learn about another interesting topic, sightseeing.
Actually, I was just spending time with my family back in the States, and I did some sightseeing while I was there.
That sounds great. What are the highlights of your time with your friends and family?
Well, I enjoyed some of the weather there, and I visited a lot of good restaurants and cultural areas. The best part, of course, was catching up with my family and old friends.
That sounds great. Thanks for sharing. Our students have prepared some questions to ask. Let's check it out. Help me help you. Their questions and our answers to their questions. Hope these can help you as well.
Hello, my name is Corey.
And my name is Molly. I have a question. A lot of local agents have a day tour. Is it a good idea to attend a tour when I visit other countries?
Thanks for the question, Molly. I would say it depends on the type of vacation or visit you like to have. Some people like to attend a tour, and they like to have their hand held a little bit while they explore a new area, while other people like to explore on their own and have more freedom. Of course, you need to remember that if you're having a business client or partner visit you, you should check with them first to see if they prefer to have a guided tour or if they would rather explore the area on their own.
Thank you, Austin, for answering Molly's question. Molly 事实上这个情况就是要看每一个人的喜欢。有些人很喜欢参加一日游，有些人是比较喜欢独自的自己去探索哈。那最重要的一个就是在商场上，如果你有你的外国的 agent 或者是工作的伙伴来了，你最好先问他们喜欢什么。有可能他们并不喜欢一日游，那时候你如果提供了这样种一日游给他，他可能不是很开心。你不能够就是假设他会喜欢，因为你觉得是很好。最好都是很客气的，先用 email 或者是电话确认他喜欢你这种安排。Okay, now take a question 2.
That's good to know. My question is, for safety issue, when visiting a new place, do you have suggestions for not revealing too much information when requesting for help?
Thanks for the question, Corey. For safety when visiting a new place, make sure that all of your items that have personal data are stored somewhere safe so that you don't lose them or they don't fall into the wrong hands. Also, if you are requesting a tour from someone, make sure that they are an actual tour guide and not just a random person.
Very good. Very good answer. Thank you, Austin. Corey, 在外边国外出差的时候，你一定是有时候会需要请求别人的帮助，有可能你最需要注意的就是关于个人的资讯是不要透露的哈。还有一个就是刚刚 Austin 老师说的，你最好也能够找一些，比如说是tour guide， 或者是甚至饭店的人员等等来帮助你，而不是随便路上的人就问一些问题。当然，即便你这么问，你也要小心personal 的这些 information 不要轻易的让人家知道，而且要放在不同的地方。希望这个是基本的常识，应该大家都会有警醒一下哈。我们看第3个问题。
Thank you, Lisa and Austin. My last question is, in a foreign country, is it safe to take out your camera to take photographs and let everyone know that you are a tourist?
Thanks for the question, Molly. It is usually safe to take out your camera to take photographs when you are in a foreign country or in a foreign place. This is usually fine. You might want to look around, though, and see what kind of situation you are in. If you're in a famous landmark or another famous place, you will probably see many other people taking photos as well. It's of course okay to take photos here, but what if you're in a department store or another place where people are really not taking too many photos? Always be careful that your photography is not getting in other people's way.
好的，老师只讲重点哈，就是当然了，到一个观光的旅游的地方，你拿着相机拍照，人家也知道你是观光客，这是很必然的，没有问题。Austin 老师特别提到的就是不要照相的时候挡住别人的路，这样就比较没有礼貌。只有这一点你需要注意之外，我想应该很普遍，大家都会拿着相机来照相，而且你也很明显的就是观光客哈。All right， 好，我们看下一个问题。
Thank you. I would also like to know that what should I say or do when a taxi driver takes a detour instead of a shorter path?
Thanks for the question, Corey. If you're in a taxi and you notice the driver is taking a detour instead of taking the most direct path, I would say the best idea would be to just record the driver's information. Most taxis will have an identification plate inside the back seat, or if they don't, you could simply record their license plate number. I wouldn't advise getting into an argument or challenging the taxi driver during their detour. I think it's safer to wait until they drop you off, and then you can try to phone their company or even the police if something else happens. To avoid this situation in the first place, I would also recommend checking in with your hotel to see if they have a favorable taxi company or limo service or other way for you to get around. This way, you don't need to call a random taxi in the first place.
Very good, thank you, Austin. Corey， 你的问题非常好。如果是你知道他绕路了哈，那 Austin 老师说，这个时候你不要在车上就跟对方 argue， 或者是跟他讨论，该怎么走，这可能对你不太好。最好就是那时候你知道他绕路了哈，走的路不太对，你可以记下他的车牌号码，或者是他有的一些公司的这些联络方式。或者等你下车之后，你打电话给警局，或者是打电话给公司，这是比较正确的做法。还有一个就是避免你是 randomly 哈，就是突然的在路上拦车，你可以透过那个叫做饭店来帮你叫 taxi， 这也是一个好方法。希望这个帮助这些answer 对你有帮助。Okay, now let's move on. Our next section. Last week, we learned some useful language for checking in and checking out at a hotel. What do our students need to know when they are dealing with the situations like this?
Often, we need to make a prior reservation. This can be done online, or we can call to make the reservation. Either way, we will be asked what kind of room we want, such as an economy room, standard room, deluxe room, or a suite. Also, we may be asked the time to check in and check out.
Okay, let's check our chapter focus before we move on to keywords and phrases.
Today's chapter focus has two parts. The first is to learn the language to ask for sightseeing suggestions. The second is to learn the language to give sightseeing directions.
今天课程的重点是学习如何提出旅游建议的用语，还有如何回答旅游上会用到的建议的用语。Austin, what do you think about having a trip that serves the purpose of business and pleasure at the same time?
That sounds pretty great. It gives you an opportunity to make some money and pad your resume, as well as seeing a new place. It couldn't get better than that.
Okay, it's about time to move on to keywords and phrases. 今天第一个生字是 winding， 蜿蜒的。
Winding. A river, road, or other thing that has a lot of bends in it.
指弯曲的河流或者是河道、道路等。
As an example, the winding path led through the forest to the cabin.
这条蜿蜒的小径穿越森林，到最后到达小木屋。第二个生字 mountainous， 山的。
Mountainous. Covered with mountains.
很多的山。
For example, The car moved along mountainous roads to its final destination.
汽车沿着山区的道路行驶，到达了目的地。下一个 curator， 博物馆的馆长。
Curator, someone whose job it is to look after objects in a museum.
指保管或照料博物馆里所有作品的人。
For example, you would have to know something about art to enjoy being a curator.
你得对艺术有所涉猎，才能够享受当博物馆长的乐趣。下一个生字是 mouth-watering， 很美味的。
Mouth-watering, food that smells or looks very good, delicious.
形容吃进嘴巴里的食物，闻起来或看起来非常的美味。
For example, your cake looks mouth-watering. Can I have a piece now?
你的蛋糕看起来好可口啊，我可以吃一块吗？下一个生字 sit down， 指较为正式的餐厅有餐桌的服务。
Sit down, used to describe a meal, dinner, or something else that is served to people who are sitting down.
用来表示得坐着享用的餐点或晚餐，比较正式。
For example, I'd rather go to a sit-down restaurant than take out fast food.
我宁愿去可以坐下来好好吃饭的餐厅，也不要去买外带的速食回家吃。接下来 electronics 电子产品。
Electronics, electronic equipment, or with equipment with electronic parts.
这是指电器用品或者是附上电器设备的仪器。
For example, electronics are part of our everyday lifestyle. Without them, we wouldn't know how to live our lives.
电子产品是我们生活的一部分。如果没有这些电子设备，我们会无法生活下去。Well, we just reviewed many keywords. Hope it helps you when you watch our skits.
Conversation 1 is about a customer who is out of town and is talking to a local about what to see and do during their free time while they are in town. Conversation 2 is about a visitor who is in the city and is asking a local some questions.
各位同学，待会儿我们要看绘画1跟2。第一个绘画是指是说一位外地来的顾客正在跟一位当地人谈论着，趁他还在城里的时候，空闲的时间应该去哪里玩。第二个绘画呢，是一位旅客来到城里，正在询问一个当地人一些问题。Now, let's watch our conversation 1 and 2, sightseeing.
I've got a free afternoon and evening tomorrow. What should I do?
The national park is worth visiting.
If I decide to go, should I drive or take the train?
Actually, I would suggest you take the train. The drive is also beautiful, but if you drive, you will spend all your time watching the road. It is very winding and mountainous.
Would it still be a good place to go if it's raining? I've heard the weather may not be clear tomorrow.
No, probably not. There's an art gallery not far from here. You'd probably enjoy a visit there, since your wife is a curator in America.
I'll consider that. Any other suggestions? I'd really like to go clothes shopping tomorrow. I've heard you can get some good deals if you bargain. Where should I go?
Well, if you want to bargain, I would suggest Shiling Night Market, but you'd probably need some language skills. I think it might be a good idea to take a local with you, but you could always try writing the amount you're willing to pay on a piece of paper and see what happens.
That sounds interesting and challenging too.
Well, I really don't think you should go alone. You'll enjoy all this more if you have a local with you.
I see. By the way, I can't decide whether I should go to the movies or to a concert tomorrow night. What do you recommend?
Both are fun. If you decide to go to the movies, I know where to get a discount tickets.
I can help you to buy cheaper tickets.
Couldn't be better than that. Thanks so much.
Excuse me. Sorry to bother you. Do you have time for me to ask you a few questions? I'm just in this area for the afternoon and have a few questions about what to do and how to get there.
Yes, I have a few minutes. What would you like to ask?
Is there some place I can get a good cup of coffee or some ice cream?
Yeah, see the coffee shop called eCoffee across the street there? They have mouth-watering desserts.
Great. Something else. Can you recommend somewhere to eat supper? I would like a nice sit-down Chinese meal at a reasonable price.
It might be better not to eat in this tourist area. Most of the prices are high and the food isn't that great.
Where would you recommend then?
Let me see. If you really want to eat good local food, in my opinion, it's 4 blocks that way. When you get there, you'll see many restaurants. Find a crowded one and it will most likely be good.
Sorry to take your time, but you're giving great advice. One more question. I'm looking for a good place to buy some electronics. Have any suggestions?
There's a good shopping area just for electronics about 45 minutes from here by bus. I think it might be a better idea to take a taxi there. I can write down the address in Chinese for you if that will help.
Sure, thanks. You've been great.
No problem at all. Glad to help.
You know, I remember my last trip to Canada. One of the best things about my time there was having a local show me around. They really knew the city, so we could just relax and follow her around.
That makes sense. A local would know the area best.
Austin, give our students audience, why do we need a local to help us while we are traveling overseas?
A local is someone who lives in a particular place, rather than being a visitor to that place. They may know more about where to go and what to do for a decent price. A local may give you better travel suggestions in their hometown.
A local 就是当地人。当地人住在特定的区域，而不是造访那个地方的游客，所以他们可能比较知道去哪里或做什么会比较划算，也比较恰当，会给你比较好的旅游的建议。Okay, maybe we can give our student a example.
For example, you really should go shopping with a local if you want to get the best buys.
你应该跟当地的人一起去逛街，如果你想要买物超所值的东西的话。Austin, I know you are not only an English teacher, but you are an artist as well. This question you must know well. Can you tell us the differences between a museum and art gallery?
Sure, I'd be happy to. There is a slight difference between museum and art gallery, though some may use these terms interchangeably.
博物馆跟艺术展览馆是有一些差别的，虽然有些人对这两个词是互相的使用。
Museum generally denotes a collection of any kind of objects. For example, scientific specimens, wax figures, and art. Whereas the art gallery only refers to a collection of art.
好的 ，museum 博物馆一般是指任何类型的收集的展示，例如科学的标本、蜡像或艺术；而美术馆 art gallery 就是指艺术的收藏品。
Art gallery can also refer to a commercial art gallery. Usually, they do not charge admission because they would encourage visitors to view their works in the hope of making a sale.
是的 ，art gallery 是艺术展览馆，也可以说是一个商业的艺术画廊。平时他们不会收门票，因为他们会鼓励参观者来观看他们的作品，并且期待他们的作品可以出售。
For example, the art gallery in her city is especially well known.
他住的城市里的艺术展览馆非常的有名。Austin, when do we use the expression "it couldn't be better than that"?
This expression is used to say that this is the best possible thing that could happen.
这个意思就是太好了，用来表达再也没有比这个更好的事。我们来看一个例句。
For example, good weather, good food, good friends. It couldn't be better than that.
爽朗的天气，美食佳肴，跟好友相聚，天下能有比这个更好的事吗？ Well, Austin, in conversation 2, indicated that visitor wanted to go to a nice sit-down restaurant to dine. What about another term to talk about the opposite kind of place to dine?
As we know, sit-down restaurants usually provide meals that are served to people who are sitting down in a more formal and comfortable environment. It may be more expensive as well. The opposite kind of place to eat might be a fast food restaurant. There, you can ask for takeout. It's definitely faster and probably cheaper as well.
Thank you. 刚刚我问 Austin 老师 sit-down restaurant 的相反应该是什么？他说就是 fast food restaurant。正如我们所知道的，坐下来用餐的餐厅通常会供应比较舒适的正式的一个环境来用餐，并且也可能比较昂贵。不一样的餐厅就叫做 fast food restaurant， 它就是快餐店或者是速食店，你也可以要求外带，肯定是更便宜也更快。
For example, if you are visiting a business partner, you may consider dining at a sit-down restaurant. Going to a fast food restaurant isn't appropriate.
如果你正访问有业务伙伴来访问，你应该考虑去正式的餐馆用餐，去快餐店用餐可能不太恰当。
Asking for a local's opinion is the best way to get around the city and see the sights. A local knows where to go and gives the best suggestions.
询问当地人的意见是认识或观光一座城市最好的方式。当地人知道该去哪里探访去玩，比较给你最好的建议。接下来我们请 Austin asking for sightseeing suggestion and I will give in suggestion. Here we go. Austin, you begins.
Sure. I've got a free afternoon today. What should I do?
The national park is worth visiting.
Okay. Is there an art gallery here?
Yes, there's one downtown.
Couldn't you recommend somewhere for a quick snack?
Sure, there is a good fast food restaurant serving local snacks about 10 minutes walk from here.
Where's the best place to go hiking?
I would recommend Yangmingshan.
I want to do some shopping for clothes. Where should I go?
If you want to buy name brand clothes, the best place is New York Plaza.
I can't decide whether to go to the movies or the concert tonight. What do you recommend?
I think you should go to the concert.
What do you think I should do if it's raining this weekend?
I think it would be better to stay indoors.
I want to go to the coast. Should I drive or take the train?
I don't think you should drive. OK， 各位同学，接下来我们就来再一次看我们的 conversation 1 and 2.
I've got a free afternoon and evening tomorrow. What should I do?
The national park is worth visiting.
If I decide to go, should I drive or take the train?
Actually, I would suggest you take the train. The drive is also beautiful, but if you drive, you will spend all your time watching the roads. It is very winding and mountainous.
Would it still be a good place to go if it's raining? I've heard the weather may not be clear tomorrow.
No, probably not. There's an art gallery not far from here. You'd probably enjoy a visit there, since your wife is a curator in America.
I'll consider that. Any other suggestions? I'd really like to go clothes shopping tomorrow. I've heard you can get some good deals if you bargain. Where should I go?
Well, if you want to bargain, I would suggest Shiling Night Market, but you'd probably need some language skills. I think it might be a good idea to take a local with you, but you could always try writing the amount you're willing to pay on a piece of paper and see what happens.
That sounds interesting and challenging too.
Well, I really don't think you should go alone. You'll enjoy all this more if you have a local with you.
I see. By the way, I can't decide whether I should go to the movies or to a concert tomorrow night. What do you recommend?
Both are fun. If you decide to go to the movies, I know where to get a discount tickets. I can help you to buy cheaper tickets.
Couldn't be better than that. Thanks so much.
Excuse me. Sorry to bother you. Do you have time for me to ask you a few questions? I'm just in this area for the afternoon and have a few questions about what to do and how to get there.
Yes, I have a few minutes. What would you like to ask?
Is there some place I can get a good cup of coffee or some ice cream?
Yeah, see the coffee shop called E-Coffee across the street there? They have mouth-watering desserts.
Great. Something else. Can you recommend somewhere to eat supper? I would like a nice sit-down Chinese meal at a reasonable price.
It might be better not to eat in this tourist area. Most of the prices are high and the food isn't that great.
Where would you recommend then?
Let me see. If you really want to eat good local food, in my opinion, it's 4 blocks that way. When you get there, you'll see many restaurants. Find a crowded one and it will most likely be good.
Sorry to take your time, but you're giving great advice. One more question. I'm looking for a good place to buy some electronics. Have any suggestions?
There's a good shopping area just for electronics about 45 minutes from here by bus. I think it might be a better idea to take a taxi there. I can write down the address in Chinese for you if that will help.
Sure, thanks. You've been great.
No problem at all. Glad to help.
Before we close, we'd like to take a few seconds to review what we have learned today.
When you go sightseeing, there are many questions you need to ask to help you find your way around. Some will have to do with places you want to see. Others may have to do with finding the right food. Today's lesson should have helped you learn how to ask and answer those important questions.
In situations, we actually have more in our textbooks. So if you would like to learn more way to express yourself, check our textbook. 各位同学，在 situation 里头，我们只是挑一部分来跟老师Austin 老师做练习。还有更多的方法可以表达。也许你可以看我们的教材，你会学到更多。Okay, that will be all for today, and have a nice day. Be back on time next week.
Thanks for tuning in.
Bye bye.